Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the transports for Genestealer cults in the Codex. Before we begin, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please grab your Rending Claw or Monstrous Rending Claw and get the subscribe button and destroy the bell button so that you never miss an upload. So, what we're talking about today, I've already said what we're talking about, so let's go mosey on down to the section with the transports. We've realistically only got two, so you could, technically speaking, get your brood brothers and pop them inside of any of the transports for Astra Militarum within reason. Now again, could be wrong, so take this with a pinch of salt or correct me in the comments down below. But yeah, you could get in the Valkyries, that's the one I was going to call them, Vendettas, the Valkyries. You could get inside of it's the Stormlord, I think it is. We can check later on. But you could get inside of those ones and use, but only the Brood Brothers, or can you? Anyway, so let's have a little look. Yeah, it would only be the Brood Brothers, wouldn't it? So, we're not on the right screen here. There we go. So the two that we've got here are the Goliath truck and the Cult Chimera. My favourite is the Cult Chimera, however, that has changed slightly, which we'll talk about in a moment. So because the transports, we'll have a little look at the transport section first, and it'll highlight something that I wanted to talk about mainly, but we will talk about the other things. So, the Goliath truck can transport up to 10 cult infantry models. So that means that you can't put your Brood Brothers models inside the Goliath truck. It says each Patriarch takes the space of 5 other models. So you could put a Patriarch and some Acolyte hybrids, or maybe 5 Genestealers. Can you get 5 Genestealers? We'll have a look at that just to confirm it later. Possibly, maybe. So that's what you can do. You can put 10 models in, or 5 and a Patriarch, basically. And it has to be cult infantry. So with the Cult Chimera, it says a Cult Chimera can transport up to 12 Brood Brothers infantry models. Each Brood Brothers weapons team takes the model of 2 other models. If, during deployment, this unit is set up in Cult Ambush using the Cult Ambush ability, only units with the Cult Ambush ability can be embarked inside it when it is set up. So they have to have the Cult Ambush. This itself does have a Cult Ambush, so by rights, technically, it is better than a standard guard Astra Militarum Cult Chimera. However, Cult Chimeras do get the normal Chimeras get the regimental tactics, so there is some difference there. However, this one can effectively hide. That's the basic gist of it. So the main thing that I'm a bit miffed about, in the index you used to say Cult Infantry. Now it says Brood Brothers Infantry, so you can only bring in Brood Brothers within the Cult Chimera. You can't put Genestealers in there and have them use the las gun arrays. You can't put a Patriarch in there. So I understand it relatively fluff-wise, but fluff-wise I also think that the Cult Chimera should be able to have the some Genestealers in it. So, you know, they could just be adding it. Now I appreciate they shouldn't be able to fire out of it. You know, that'd be reasonably so. However, should be able to get inside of it and drive around in it, because they can get inside of a Goliath truck, can't they? Yeah, Cult Infantry. Well, I'll tell you what, I will confirm that in a second. In fact, let's do that now. So let's go to the Pure Strains. So I might be eating my words here. Pure Strains. There we go. Pure Strain Genestealers. They are considered cult and infantry, so therefore they can be inside of a Goliath truck. So let's go back to the section. And let's have a look. Yeah. So they have cache of demolition charges, 6 inches, D6. It can only be fired excluding models marked with a ballistic skill of 0. Let me just go back and check. So in fact, the pure strain gene stealers have a ballistic skill of dash, which means they cannot use the cache of demolition charges. So that does make sense fluff-wise, but they could do the same thing with this and have the same issue fixed. I appreciate, and I think the main reason they've done it is so to sell more of the Goliath trucks. Goliath trucks cost more in money, which we'll have a discuss about in a second. So we'll have a look at the Goliath truck, and then we'll have a look at the Chimera, and then we'll see which one is possibly better. So, well, which one I prefer. That is it's all down to personality, isn't it? So Goliath truck is armed with a heavy stubber and a twin auto cannon, which is good. That is actually pretty good. It has a toughness of 6, which is decent. Wounds of 10, a 4+ save, leadership 7, but I don't think that really matters, to be honest. Strength of 6, weapon skill of 6+. It says this model may take a cache of demolition charges, so you can have that in addition to it. So you can have bare minimum, you've got a 36-inch range on most of your weapons apart from the cache of demolition charges. The heavy stubber is okay. It's heavy 3, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. A twin autocannon is heavy 4, strength 7, -2, 2 damage. So it's pretty decent. That is really good. It's nothing to be sniffed at. You have the explode special rule, same as the Chimera. It says the cult ambush rule, same as the cult Chimera. Rugged construction. Roll a d6 each time this model loses a wound. On a 6, the wound is not lost. So it's a feel no pain, which is decent. Open topped. This is possibly the main saving grace of it. Is the fact that you can have, let's read it, models embarked on this model can attack in their shooting phase, measure the range and draw the line of sight from any point on this model. When they do so, any restrictions or modifiers that apply to the model also apply to its passengers. For example, models cannot shoot if this model has fallen back in the same term. It cannot shoot except with pistols if it is within 1 inch of an enemy unit, and so on. So that means you can have some neophytes in here, maybe 2 mining lasers, maybe 2 heavy stubbers. So in fact, you would have 3 heavy stubbers and possibly some grenade launchers, and it's basically little fire bases. So I actually do like it, and it fulfills a slightly different niche than the other one does. You could also put 2 units of 5 acolyte hybrids with like heavy rock saws or whatever it is in there, and you could use them in a way that you could basically jump out and kill effectively. So that's the Goliath truck, with the exception obviously it has a movement of 12, ballistic skill 4+, 3 attacks, and it degrades as you can see here, which is okay. Let's have a look. On the cult Chimera, however, toughness 7, so that's one of the main differences. It has a 3-up save, one of the main differences. Strength 6, same as before. Weapon skill 6. Ballistic skill is the same. Attacks the same. And it degrades in the same way. So, the Cult Chimera has a multi-laser heavy bolt and 2 lasgun arrays. So you could get a lot of shots out of the Chimera in the same manner of if you have a set of auto-gun toting neophytes in your rock grinder, good golly gosh, in the Goliath truck. Speak English, Nicholas. And so this could fire anywhere between 6 or 12 shots. You could fire between more than 6 and 12 shots, but you could still have your heavy weapons and do so. However, you do need an extra unit to make that the same. So overall, I'm a little bit biased on this one. Overall, I prefer the Chimera. Also, the other reason I like the Chimera more is you get more bang for your buck, insofar as saying that monetary-wise, this costs less than Goliath truck. Goliath truck, I believe, is £31, £33, something like that, from Games Workshop, whereas this is, what, £25? I might be wrong, and I might be making that up, so let me pause. Yeah, so the cost, I've just gone and checked it. The cost of the Goliath truck is 35 English pounds, And the Colt Chimera is £22.50. So for every two of these, every two of them, you could probably get nearly a third of the Chimera. Is that right? Is that right? It's basically £10 cheaper. It's a little bit more than £10 cheaper. So that's why. And yeah, we'll have a look at the points. We'll have a look at points. Cause I don't want to call it yet. So there's a lot of ambivalence in this video, and I do apologise. Points win prizes. That's what they say. You have the Colt Chimera and the Colt Goliath truck. Goliath truck is 50 points, so if you want to make a bigger army, you have to spend more money to get the Goliath truck. That's a negative and a positive in that you can have more for your actual money. That doesn't make sense. It's kind of inverse. Sorry, do apologise. I'm figuring this out as I'm going along. So let's find it. So it's going to be on the next section, isn't it? We want the twin autocannon, which is 20 points, and you also get a heavy stubber. Where you hide in heavy stubber, 2 points, so 22 points, and maybe a demolition cash demolition charge, so possibly 32 points on top of your 50. On top of your 50, yes, so 82 points. Tell me if I've done the maths wrong, please. Colt Chimera, 60 points. You're going to be using a multi-laser, which is... Come on. That's how the alphabet works. 5 points for multi-laser. Heavy bolter, 8 points, so that's 13 points, isn't it? Yeah, 13. And the lad's going to raise, I'm going to guess, at 3. Yep. So 13, 6, so 73. So it technically costs more to have your Goliath truck, whether you believe it or not. Points wise, anyway. So overall, both are good, but obviously you're spending a lot more on the Goliath truck to get a similar deal. It's not exactly the same. But I do like the Goliath truck, believe it or not. We'll see, because I think we're going to see a lot more of them, possibly for a lot cheaper on eBay. When the start collecting box actually comes out, that'd be flipping lovely. Maybe another time we'll have a look through the rock grinder in a separate video and see what we think of that one. Tell me which one is your favourite in the comments section down below. That would be lovely, because then I'll know literally what you guys think. Which one you prefer, if you think one's a waste of time, if you're equally as annoyed as I am about this whole Brood Brothers only, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it section. Tell me what you think. Obviously, if you want to do a quick screenshot, you can capture it now. Boom. And as always, thanks for watching.